What's up, guys? Army-Firedawg back again. Been on a roll this week. I got about 3 more videos I gotta finish uploading, a bunch of more reviews. I just got a bunch of stuff getting ready for you guys this week. But today I actually have the review of the BlitzWolf F1 portable speaker. So I've had this thing for right at a week now. I actually think today makes exactly a week. And I must say this thing is awesome for the price. But let me diverge into exactly what makes me come up with that. So I've always liked to start with the construction. The construction of this thing is spot on. That's aluminum. That is very spot on. Or if that's plastic, that's the most hardest plastic I've ever felt in my hands. I mean, it's solid. It can handle a drop. It's built like a tank, and it just feels sturdy in my hand. So it's huge upside. Now, going towards the features of it, I feel features are probably what makes the most amount of people buy a portable speaker versus the sound quality. Yes, sound is important, but in terms of a portable speaker unit, they want stuff. Of course, it's going to be Bluetooth. But this thing actually has a built-in microphone, which I was stunned to find out. Especially on this price point. Like I said, this thing retails for, I think it's like $60 or right at about $60, but Banggood has it. Of course, there'll be a link in the description box down below where they have it on sale for, I think it's like $35, so huge bonus for you. And I'll go ahead and say at $35, this thing is amazing. And the microphone on it, if I'll digress, is quite darn nice. Like, this is a really good microphone for only $35, especially on a speaker with all the other aspects. So the battery life is wonderful. Like, I'm getting right about 10 hours of consistent listening on this thing. And that's at a comfortable volume, which is about 40 to 55%, somewhere in that range. Able to listen to it comfortably, but not blast it out. The downside I do have with it, however, is going back to the Bluetooth, and it's its signal. Unfortunately, the signal is, you need a direct line of sight in order to, it gets very spotty. And I'm actually noticing my camera is doing all kind of funky colors. So if I appear red, I don't know what's going on. I'll check on that afterwards. I have no idea why I'm looking so red. Anywho. So I can notice if I have this sitting like over on my desk or my dresser, and I have my phone, I just let my phone next to my bed, this thing will start cutting in and out horribly. Like, it won't do nothing until I get my phone and I lift it up and it's in a direct line of sight. It's a bit irritating. Even at its price point, I've had other Bluetooth speakers that have maintained consistent playing, even in interference, like they're like a blanket or something in the way. Not so much with this guy. Also, an annoying part, very little downsides, but these are about the only two, and it's in the same, I guess, field, is the volume buttons. They do have track control, which is an awesome feature that is very rare on speakers, especially at this price. But if you tap it, like say I want to do volume up, volume up, I've just changed the song 3 times. If you double tap it, or like even at that speed, it will go forward a song, same with reverse. You actually have to hold it for the volume to go up and down. Now, moving down to probably the second most important aspect, and that is the sound. That's how does this thing sound? And instead of doing my normal, bass, treble, mid-range, I think what's more appropriate on this case is to do a summary of how it sounds. Because I think if I were to do the individual aspects of it, you would get the wrong idea and think it's not as good as it actually really is. So it definitely has an overall fun kind of sound to it, which is very prominently V-shaped. That's very notable. But it does have more of a hint of brightness to it. It's like I noticed, I can't even think of what song I was listening to, but there is a very deep-voiced gentleman who's actually in the background on stage. Like if you're listening to it on headphones, he's very in the background. On here, everything sounds the same. There's no sense of depth on this speaker, which is very rare with portable speakers or most lower tier speakers in general. There's no depth to it. All of these sounded like right in line with each other. But his voice raised exponentially like higher than what I know. I know what he sounds like. I've heard him that song a ton of times. I, believe it or not, don't hear much distortion. Even at going from low to high volumes, it keeps a pretty consistent tone, even at max volume, which is very impressive. And like I said, the more I listened to it, the more I became to be very impressed with this little guy. And this is actually probably going to take the place of my JBL speaker, which I actually compare it to. In terms of sound quality, this thing, I would actually like this one over my JBL. Now, my JBL Flip, the original one, which retailed at $100, so right at 4 or almost 3 times what this thing goes for, is now much better on the bass, has a much heavier and more prominent bass response, but everything else sounds very similar. For this thing to only be about $35, that goes to say quite a bit. Also, this thing doesn't roll down. Like, I use my Flip when I go fishing. Actually, I think it's my fishing tackle bag. But if it's on a heel and it starts rolling, it's done. In fact, I almost lost it in a lake twice because of that. This one, if it falls, well, there you go. It'll just stay down. Now, if you also compare it to the Beats Pill, that's a popular speaker. It's $200, $35. This thing sounds quite a bit better, and it's built a whole lot better than that device. So you don't have the branding behind this one as the Beats does, so you don't get that cool brand name kind of thing, but you get a lot of quality with this for a very inexpensive price. So budget-minded individuals, gift-minded individuals, or people who just are just curious and they want to try it out, you're not going to be out that much money if he, she, or you doesn't like the speaker, which I'll say is very unlikely. But in my summary of the BlitzWolf F1 Bluetooth speaker it truly is an outstanding price per quality ratio speaker. It performs, has a great battery life, sound quality is pretty darn impressive for its price. Features is very nice to have on it. Unfortunately, it does have some interference issues if you lose direct line of sight. So other than that, it's an outstanding speaker. And for its price, even with the direct line of sight issues, I cannot give it that much of a downgrade. Out of 5 stars, I would rate this at about 4 out of 5 stars, only because of that direct line of sight. Otherwise, it'd be about the perfect speaker. But guys, that's actually about it of the review of the BlitzWolf F1 speaker. Try to keep this one pretty quick. One, it's because it's late and I've been working on this in 4 other reviews for 6 hours now. That's after my 9-hour shift. But if you have any questions on the BlitzWolf F1 speaker, their virtual reality headset, the CanFest 5 meet that just finished Saturday, or anything else I have, or just questions in general, please hit me up in the comments, guys. I love talking to you guys, and as you know, I reply to everyone, and not just a quick reply. I actually want to talk to you all. Let me hear about you. If you have any friends that are looking for a Bluetooth speaker, please share the video and, hey, gear them towards this. And if they really helped you out, please hit that like button. I greatly appreciate that support, and it helps me out tremendously. In fact, getting some of these reviews is only because you guys are showing me such support, and that means a ton. Like, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 videos I have to get posted in the next about 4 days. So I got a lot of stuff going. A little bit overwhelming, but I will not trade it a bit. And it's because you guys have helped me get to this point. So thank you. But that's all I got for y'all. But as always, my name's Army-Firedawg. It's been a pleasure, but most importantly, everybody, stay safe.